Welcome back to my first ever playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. This is part 32. Last playthrough, we ended up taking out all of the Brotherhood and their bunker near the NCR facility. I wiped them all out. My game had crashed halfway through, so I had to reload a save. But yeah, I ended up taking them all out, and then after that, I did my looting bit, and shortly after that, we set the bunker to self-destruct. And I did a lot of repairing, selling, and organizing in my safe, and I traveled here back to the strip, and now we're gonna start off with doing this quest here, or this side quest, which is wildcard side bets, which is just letting Yes Man know that we fixed the White Glove Society cannibalism problem. Told him that we've I don't know, this optional to ignore them. I don't know. We'll see what Yes Man has to say, but we're gonna tell him we wish to ignore the Brotherhood of Steel and the White Glove Society. Well, I don't know what they mean by ignore, but we'll update Yes Man, and then from there we will go to Mr. House and let him know things. So we need to go to the Tops Casino.
That's the guy who killed Caesar.
Sure is. And the guy that killed Benny. Okay, and I think I had some chips to turn in.
Welcome to the Tops. How can... In what current... Caps it is.
Okay, yeah, see, I still did have some chips to get rid of. So I just got some more bottle caps. Which way do I go? That's the Aces Theater. It's down here. We gotta go down. Yeah, down. No. We go this way.
That's the guy who killed Caesar.
Caesar. This one right here. This is where Benny's suite. No. This one. 13th floor. Then we go over here. Here's his suite. Benny's suite. Go in here. Past all this. And... Yes, man? Did Yes Man move? He's not on the main floor now, is he? Well, wherever Yes Man moved to is all new to him, because like all he's ever known, he said, is his life in that room.
That's the guy who killed Caesar.
Is he in the? Oh shit, he's right here. I didn't even see him.
Don't you just love that platinum chip? Buzzes with power and possibilities, doesn't it? If I were you, I'd almost want to deliver the chip to Mr. House, just to learn all its tricks. That is, unless you want to bring the NCR or Caesar's Legion to power. I wouldn't want to tell you what to do.
What was Benny planning to do with the chip?
Oh, he wanted to kill Mr. House and use the platinum chip to copy my neurocomputational matrix onto the Lucky 38's mainframe. That would give me control over all of Mr. House's defenses, most prominently his Securitrons. And then, I guess, I just do as I'm told.
You're very forthcoming with that information.
I was programmed to be helpful and answer any questions I was asked.
Ow.
I guess nobody bothered to restrict
Fuck,
who
that
I
hurt.
answer questions for. That
Damn,
was
that hurt.
probably pretty dumb, huh?
Fuck, that hurt. Say Mr. House was going to suffer an accident. How would that happen? Which tribe should I get to know? Well, I already know all the tribes.
It makes me feel really dumb to admit this, but I don't actually know. I've never been inside the Lucky 38. No one has.
Well,
Mr.
I
House
have.
is in there, though. It's the central node of his entire network.
I've been inside the Lucky 38.
You have? Wow, that's amazing. You can murder Mr. House whenever you want. I mean, Benny was always scheming about how he was gonna get into the Lucky 38, but you already took care of that. Wow. The other thing you're going to need is the platinum chip. You know, the one Benny killed a courier for over near Good Springs.
How do you know about the courier Benny shot?
I knew he was carrying a platinum chip, and I knew right where Benny should wait for him. That's why Benny put me here, to monitor Mr. House's data transmissions. They're all encrypted, of course, but I'm quite a decryptor. Did you know that Mr. House spent 812,545 caps hiring salvage teams to find the platinum chip? Just in the last year alone? Of course you didn't. Or that there were 7 couriers, but 6 of them were carrying junk. How about their exact routes and the mercenary teams that screened them? I knew all that. Pretty smart, huh?
Wow, I'm the courier Benny shot.
I know that's not true, because you still have a head.
I'm serious.
That's not funny, you getting shot in the head. I really shouldn't have taken so much pride in how I set that up, huh? I feel really bad right now.
You set me up, now you die. No, I'm not gonna set him up. He was forced against his will. And I have feelings for a robot, fuck. I have the platinum chip, remember?
Of course you do. Sorry about that. And it's wonderful that you do. The platinum chip is the key to overriding and exploiting Mr. House's defenses. Did I just say exploiting? That's not a very nice word.
I used the chip to put an entire army of Securitrons on standby at the fort.
Really? An army of Securitrons, upgraded no less. What a development. An army like that should be enough to defend Vegas from, I'm gonna say, anybody.
If something happens to Mr. House, I may be in touch.
I'll be waiting. Oh! Hi!
Wait, so I should tell him which tribe should I get to know?
There's a bunch. Some of them you've already met, like the chairman, for instance. I think you should visit the other families on this strip, the Omertas and the White Glove Society, so you know what makes them tick. And there are some important groups farther from the strip, too, like the Boomers, the Great Khans, and the Brotherhood of Steel.
What do you know about the Boomers? The Boomers is the Nellis Air Force Base, right?
They must be a really nasty people. I haven't heard a single good thing about them. They fire artillery on anyone who comes near their settlement at Nellis Air Force Base. Talk about rude. If they can be convinced to fire those big cannons at the Legion, or NCR though, well, that'd be neat, wouldn't it?
I'm familiar with the Boomers. They can be ignored. Yeah, they're good people. Yeah.
Then consider them ignored. If they end up firing their howitzers at us, we'll ignore that too. Until it goes away. That's 1 down, 4 to go.
I convinced the Great Khans to leave the Mojave.
Maybe they'll be devoured by giant scorpions. All sorts of things could happen to them out there. That's 2 down, 3 to go.
What do you know about the Omertas? Yeah, let's just be honest. The Omertas were plotting to destroy the strip, so I killed the conspirators. And they were trying to work with the Legion.
Wow! That is amazing! You are just a hero! I am serious. That's 3 down, 2 to go.
What do you know about the White Glove Society?
From what I understand, they're perfectly delightful. They're cultured, clean, and super polite. Benny didn't like them, though. He said they were creepy.
They are. The White Glove Society had a cannibalism problem, but I solved it. I spoke to Marjorie and Mortimer. I say leave the White Glove Society alone. I'll let you know when I'm done evaluating the White Gloves. They did have a cannibalism problem, but I solved it. But I think they all are still. But I'll just say this.
A cannibalism problem? Really? I'm so glad you weren't eaten. That's 4 down. Just 1 to go.
And the ones behind it were brought to justice, so... just be straight up. What do you know? Well, let's ask him about the Brotherhood of Steel first, what he knows about it, and then I'll tell him that I destroyed the bunker.
They go around in big suits of power armor, and they have lots of energy weapons. But there's a downside.
See, they're just a bunch of
They
brutes.
just have a thing about technology. They think it should all be theirs. If someone else has it, they get mad.
And that's how they...
All I'm saying is, not much of a chance they'll accept a Vegas that polices itself with robots.
Mm-hmm. And that's what they were saying in their terminals, too, about the Poseidon Energy. I destroyed the Brotherhood of Steel's bunker.
You really know how to make a robot happy. Seriously, you just made my day. That accounts for all the tribes you needed to get to know. As soon as Mr. House is out of the way, things will be great. There'll be so much I can help you accomplish.
Goodbye.
Hope to see you soon.
Quest added, don't tread on the bear. The NCR has a robust network of informants. If you continue to work with Yes Man, the NCR will no longer accept your help. The NCR has a robust network of informants. If you continue to work with the Yes Man, the NCR will no longer accept your help. I've been with the NCR since the beginning. I mean, they're like all about the old ways, like modern America, so to speak. Mr. House, I don't know his game plan yet. I mean, he spent almost 1 million caps trying to find this chip. This chip is very important to him to upgrade bots. To defend the Vegas Strip? Okay, I say... Do I trust Mr. House?
Well, howdy, partner. Good to see you again. Boss is waiting for you upstairs, so get a move on.
Thank you, Victor.
I see you brought some friends.
What if I say no deal?
Boss is pretty clear on this.
Are they gonna attack me?
Be advised, the legendary is not open to the general public.
Oh, they're waiting downstairs. Victor, Jane, and Securitron. And more Securitrons. Alright, let's see what Mr. House has to say.
So, Benny has been handled, and you've recovered the platinum chip. Let's have it.
I have some questions to ask first.
I'll be happy to satisfy your every curiosity once the platinum chip has been delivered. Do I trust him? I
mean, we've seen what this chip is capable of. Okay.
Such a small thing, isn't it? And yet so capacious, so very dear. Decades of hiring salvagers out west to search for this little relic in the ruins of a place called Sunnyvale. Back then, anyway. That's where the chip was printed, on October 22nd, 2077. It was to have been hand-delivered to me here at the Lucky 38 the next day. But the bombs fell first. Suffice it to say, the delivery was never made.
Is he gonna lie about what the chip does?
Yes, so far as you've seen, all it does is change the picture on the Securitron's face screens from policemen to soldiers. But as you'll see, some things are more easily shown than told. Take the elevator all the way down to the bottom level, and you'll see what I mean. Don't worry, you'll like what you see. We have much to accomplish, you and I.
Alright, down to the basement we go.
Step closer to the demonstration area, if you would. I expect you're well familiar with my Securitrons by now. The titanium alloy housing that protects its electronic core deflects small arms and shrapnel easily enough. Its X-25 Gatling laser, produced to spec by Glassinghouse Inc., is deadly against soft targets at medium range. And for close-range suppression or crowd control, the Securitron is armed with a 9mm submachine gun. All of this you probably already knew. What you did not know is that these are the Securitron's secondary weapons.
What's the main?
All this time, my Securitrons have had to get by running the Mark I operating system, which lacked software drivers for their primary weapons. Today, with the delivery of the Platinum chip, all that changes. Behold, for the first time, Securitrons running the Mark II OS. The M235 missile launcher gives the Securitron ground targets at significantly longer ranges. And a rapid-fire G-28 missile ensures the Securitron is deadly in close-range engagements. The software upgrade also includes drivers for the Securitron's highly sophisticated on-board auto-repair systems. Altogether, the Mark II software upgrade confers a 235% increase in combat effectiveness per unit.
Yeah, there was like 40
The
more
city of
robots.
New Vegas finally has soldiers worthy of protecting it. Return to the penthouse now. We have much to discuss. Trips to the basement are rarely so educational, don't you think? I've since broadcast the upgrade to every Securitron in range of my transmitters, and I must say, it's causing quite a stir down on the Strip.
Why show your hand like that? Now your enemies know what you're up to.
I'm surprised you can still underestimate me after everything you've seen. I haven't shown my hand. I've shown one card. I've given my enemies a single provocative datum upon which to fixate. They have no idea what other cards I'm holding. It's a strong hand, believe me. I dealt it to myself.
What happens next?
The foundation is laid. My Securitrons on the Strip are upgraded, and those at the fort ready for action. Now it's just a matter of adjusting the attitudes of some lesser groups while we wait for Caesar's Legion to attack Hoover Dam.
I'd like to ask some questions.
What did you want to discuss?
I can ask a lot. Okay, let's start off with saying, let's not tell him Caesar's dead, or Caesar. I'm surprised you haven't asked what became of Benny.
That's because he ceased to be relevant when you recovered the platinum chip. Revenge doesn't interest me. Progress does. Sorry to deny you a moment of primate triumph, but you'll have to go elsewhere to sound your barbaric yawp. What else did you want to discuss?
How will the NCR defend Hoover Dam?
General Oliver's strategy, or tunnel vision, as I like to call it, has been to mass troops at Hoover Dam. He wants to outfight the Legion in a straightforward slugging match, and then, when they rout, pursue and destroy them in detail. A crushing, decisive victory of this sort would overshadow the tactical ingenuity of Chief Hanlon's defense 4 years ago, you see.
So what's your battle plan for the dam?
A good deal should be obvious to you by now. I won't spoil the rest by talking out of turn.
What's the deal with the snow globe collection?
What of it? I enjoy them. There's something about a little diorama set inside a glass dome that I find pleasing. If you run across any out in the wastes, turn them in to Jane. She'll compensate you. What else did you want to discuss?
Were you aware that the White Glove Society used to be cannibals? Shit, they still are.
Yes, of course. But refraining from those dietary practices is a primary requirement of their contract. They've been good to their word. Put together one hell of a resort hotel, too. From what I hear, I'd want to eat at the Gourmand every night, if I were ambulatory. What else did you want to discuss?
He's starting to sound kind of sus. I mean, he wouldn't tell me his battle plan for the dam. He knew about people being cannibals. And all he cares about is the strip. What are your plans for New Vegas?
I've resurrected Vegas, spirit intact. What I need now is the ability to enforce my rightful claim. Not just against Caesar's Legion, by the way. In fact, the NCR is a more present and insidious threat.
How do you intend to enforce your claim on the city?
To enforce, one must have force, a position of strength. Years ago, when I detected NCR scouts roaming the Mojave, I could tell from their uniforms that these were no mere tribesmen. I knew it was only a matter of time before an army appeared to take control of the dam, and I knew my Securitrons wouldn't be enough to oppose them. And so I recruited the 3 families. Vegas belongs to me because I mustered enough strength to bring the NCR to the bargaining table.
Wasn't the NCR's army big enough to defeat your Securitrons and the 3 families?
Indeed it was, and still is, but not without taking significant casualties. Would Kimball and Oliver have traded the lives of hundreds of soldiers for absolute control of Hoover Dam? Oh, yes. They weren't afraid of me. They were afraid of Caesar, that attacking me would leave them vulnerable to a Legion offensive. And so they negotiated. Not out of the kindness of their hearts, as they try to make it seem, because the calculus of power left no other choice.
What were the terms of your treaty with the NCR?
NCR forces were permitted to occupy Hoover Dam and establish a military base at McCarran Airport. Well, it used to be one. They recognized my sovereignty over the Vegas Strip and agreed to supply electricity and water once their engineers repaired the dam. Written into the treaty were provisions that the NCR do nothing to prevent its soldiers and civilians from visiting the Strip. That's how I harnessed the NCR to my endeavor. Their occupation has been the engine of my growing economy.
You would go to war against the NCR?
The salient issue is that they will go to war with me if given the chance. There's just one reason why the NCR hasn't contrived some outrage to justify invading the Strip. Caesar's Legion. The final battle between those 2 armies is fast approaching. I can't afford to let either side win on their terms. What else did you want to discuss?
Vegas gets its electricity from the dam in Helios 1.
Hoover Dam, of course. The NCR had it up and running at 50% capacity within a year of occupying the dam. By treaty, New Vegas receives 5% of its output. More than an... What
was Vegas like before the war?
It was a place of splendor. As magnificent as today's Strip may seem, it's but a shadow of the neon paradise that was Las Vegas. I grew up not far from here, and though I traveled the old world extensively, I never found another place like it.
You say that you saved Las Vegas, huh?
By 2065, I deemed it a mathematical certainty that an atomic war would devastate the Earth within 15 years. Every projection I ran confirmed it. I knew I couldn't save the world, nor did I care to, but I could save Vegas, and in the process, perhaps save mankind. I set to work immediately. I thought I had plenty of time to prepare. As it turned out, I was 20 hours short.
What preparations did you make to save Las Vegas?
On the day of the Great War, 77 atomic warheads targeted Las Vegas and its surrounding areas. My networked mainframes were able to predict and force transmit disarm code subsets to 59 warheads, neutralizing them before impact. Laser cannons mounted on the roof of the Lucky 38 destroyed another 9 warheads. The rest got through, though none hit the city itself. A suboptimal performance, admittedly. If only the platinum chip had arrived a day sooner.
Why didn't the chip arrive on time?
The platinum chip was printed in Sunnyvale, California on October 22nd, 2077, the day before the Great War. It was to have been delivered by courier the following afternoon, but by then, the world had ended. The chip contained vital software upgrades, but not just for my Securitrons. Every aspect of the missile defense grid would have been upgraded too. Given that I had to make do with buggy software, the outcome could have been worse. I nearly died as it was.
So his missile grid that he's talking about is from the Lucky 38?
Software glitches set off a cascade of system crashes. I had to take the Lucky 38's reactor offline, lest it melt down. For nearly 5 years, I battled power outages and more system crashes until I finally managed to reboot my data core with an older version of the OS. I spent the next few decades in a veritable coma, but I survived, obviously, and eventually thrived.
Let's talk about something
What?
else. Say you keep control of New Vegas. What happens next?
New Vegas is more than a city. It's the remedy to mankind's derailment. The city's economy is a blast furnace in which can be forged the steel of a new rail line running straight to a new horizon. What is the NCR? A society of people desperate to experience comfort, ease, luxury. A society of customers. With all that money pouring in, give me 20 years and I'll reignite the high technology development sectors. 50 years and I'll have people in orbit. 100 years and my colony ships will be heading for the stars to search for planets unpolluted by the wrath and folly of a bygone generation.
In the meantime, you'd rule Vegas as some kind of dictator?
I prefer the term autocrat. I would rule as a chief executive. I would not answer to a board of directors or any other entity.
Dictator.
Nothing to impede progress. If you want to see the fate of democracies, look out the windows.
What's to keep you from abusing your power?
My judgment. I have no interest in abusing others, just as I have no interest in legislating or otherwise dictating what people do in their private time. Nor have I any interest in being worshipped as some kind of machine god messiah. I am impervious to such corrupting ambitions. But autocracy? Firm control in the hands of a technological and economic visionary? Yes, that Vegas shall have. What else did you want to discuss?
You do know Caesar is dead, don't you?
By my calculations, his death will affect the shape of the battle for Hoover Dam minimally, if at all. The Legion's aggression will outlive Caesar. Indeed, they'll try to take the dam as a tribute to his memory. Given a year, they'd have him deified. But by then, the Legion will be breaking down, riven by internal conflicts, a monster consuming itself. It's irrelevant. In the short term, the Legion is still monster enough that defeating it will make me look powerful indeed. What else did you want to discuss? Goodbye.
I don't...
The next step is to add the Boomer's considerable firepower to my growing arsenal, or at the very least, ensure their neutrality. I'd rather you just...
Tell me about the boomers.
They occupied Nellis Air Force Base a little over 50 years ago. One of my Securitrons got some video of their arrival and then exploded.
Sounds about right.
Odds are they were vault dwellers. That's everything I know about them, really.
Yep, and they are. I've done enough work for you for the moment.
I offer many benefits, but vacation... You laid the foundation for my victory, so... You're...
So... NCR has a robust network of informants. If you continue to work with Yes Man, the NCR will no longer accept your help. I don't know, I'm conflicted. I feel like no side is good. Like, I'm finding out Mr. House, like, he's a bad guy too. Like, he wants to be a dictator and an enforcer. If I go to Yes Man and I keep working for him, then the NCR will no longer accept my help. Okay, let's... Are they gonna follow me? Come on, boys.
Okay.
Okay, let me see what Yes Man has to say.
Excuse me, but are you the courier who caused all of that trouble in the tops?
Why do you want to know?
Oh, well, we heard, we meaning the followers of the apocalypse, that you had been in there, the Lucky 38, I mean, and we were wondering if you could help us, if it's not too much trouble, of course.
Emily Orton, Intelligence 6, how did you get enough money to enter this trip?
This is important enough to the followers that we scraped together the caps required for the credit check. And I'm staying at Vault 21, which is pretty cheap, for the strip anyway.
What does it involve?
Oh, great. The followers of the apocalypse, well, some of us anyway, have been interested in Mr. House's technology, how he stays alive. Of course, no one else is allowed inside the Lucky 38, so no one knows what's going on. Well, except for you.
And this is where I come in.
Right. We just want to find out what sort of technology Mr. House has used to stay alive for all these years. It could be of great benefit to the people we try to help, many of whom suffer from hard-to-diagnose illnesses.
Alright, I'm on it. Barter 40, Dr. Intra diagnosis, a terminally low discussion of CAPS in this conversation. They're talking about me? Dr. Intra diagnoses a terminally low discussion of CAPS. Sure.
Really? Oh, I wasn't expecting you to agree so easily. That's great. Here, take this packet sniffer. It'll allow us to intercept data on Mr. House's network. You might have to manually remove the encryption from his data network, but hopefully you won't have too much trouble. Good luck.
Yeah, we'll help out the followers. Followers of the Wasteland are good people. Can I do that in here? What's on this terminal? Bug the Lucky 38 network. Yeah, I don't think I like Mr. House. I just don't trust him.
Hey, have you been able to bug Mr. House's network yet?
Yep.
It looks like we've started getting reports from the tower's network. I'm sure the others will be able to make some sense of this. Oh, what the hell? The bug went offline. Damn it! I swear to God that old man has thought of everything. Well, it looks like this was all for nothing. But you did your best. I appreciate the help.
The bug went offline?
Oh, hi. Thanks again for helping us with that data. I mean, the feed only lasted about 30 seconds, and it's not that useful, but, well, we tried.
Oh, this is the one that worked with Benny to help out our, tap or hijack into Yes Man. Why wasn't the data useful?
We were connected for half a minute and received enough data to fill 5 holodisks. It looked like nonsense at first, but we decoded it. It was all biometric data, life signs from Mr. House. The technology he's using is so advanced that it samples data hundreds of times per second. It's fascinating, but depressing. Whatever technology he has can't possibly be practical for the people out here.
How long have you been with the followers?
About 5 years now. I have family back in Arroyo. But this is where all the good work is being done, so to speak. NCR taxes and inflation have been hard for a lot of people to deal with, and most of the money's going to the war effort. There's not much funding for medical research with OSI or any other group. Not unless it has a military application, anyway.
What do you do around here?
I'm interested in medicine, but it's not my strong suit. I try to help out with any computer issues the followers have. That's why I was helping out with the research into Mr. House's technology. Trying to, anyway.
Is there another way to get Mr. House's data?
After 2 tries, I think I've learned enough. I'm sure there's something more promising I could be helping the other followers with. Oh yeah. I didn't tell you about the first time. I'd rather not talk about it if you don't mind.
Speech 35. Hey, I risked a lot to get you that data feed.
True. Alright. The first try was a little less professional. Someone important on the Strip had access to some of House's technology. Specifically, a Securitron. And more specifically, the someone was Benny. I know. He shot you in the head and everything. But this was a while ago. I knew he was sleazy, but I didn't realize he was so cold-blooded.
What did he have you do?
The Securitron was disabled somehow. Might have been an EMP given some of the damage I saw.
Yeah, it was like
Anyway, he wanted it
EMP
re-enabled
grenade.
and connected to Mr. House's data network. The trick was getting it to be invisible on the network. If Mr. House detects a rogue Securitron in his system, he remotely fries it. Getting around that security feature was a bit tricky.
Okay. You didn't think to tell anyone about this?
Yeah, strange as it sounds, I figured that bad-mouthing one of the Strip's most powerful people wasn't a good idea. The only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because he's gone now.
Okay. Did Benny say why he had the Securitron?
He sure didn't. Benny was
We know
pretty
why.
tight-lipped
He
and
was
cryptic
trying to,
about the thing. But he did let me poke around in it for a
Take
while.
over.
I wound up helping Benny a lot more than he helped me. Once he had access to the Securitron's memory banks, he kicked me out of the tops. Big surprise, right? Should have seen that coming.
I'm glad Benny's gone. I'm glad I did not work with him at all. Let's talk about something else. Okay. Well, thank you, Emily. Yeah, I don't trust... I feel like all factions are kind of bad. It's just which one you think is best. Can I take matters into my own hands?
Oh! Hi again! Can I help you with something else? Oh! Hi!
Well, I gave Mr. House's chip back, so there's that.
Help you?
Well, I think I'll do this bit off stream. I think for this bit will just be decisions with Mr. House. But I'm gonna do this bit off stream. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.